Why young people are rejecting the 9 to 5. It used to be the dream, didn't it? A steady 9 to 5 job, a desk, a paycheck, and the promise of a comfortable life. For generations, this was the ultimate goal, a symbol of stability and success. But if you talk to today's young people, you'll hear a different story. The traditional 9 to 5 no longer holds the same appeal, and for many, it's something they actively avoid. Why? What's changed? To understand, we need to step into their world. For starters, the 9 to 5 represents a rigid structure in a time when flexibility is more valued than ever. Young people today grew up with technology that allows them to work from anywhere at any time. The idea of being tied to a desk for 8 hours a day feels outdated, almost like a relic of a different era. Why should they sit in an office when they could just as easily get the same work done at home, in a cafe, or even on the beach? But it's not just about where they work, it's about how they see work fitting into their lives. The 9 to 5 implies a sharp division: work here, live there. But for a generation that craves balance and fulfillment, that line feels artificial. They don't want to wait until 5 p.m. to start living their lives. They want jobs that integrate with their passions, their interests, and their well being. There's also the issue of trust. Many young people saw their parents dedicate decades to companies only to face layoffs, burnout, or unfulfilled promises. The traditional loyalty to a single employer doesn't resonate when the system itself feels fragile. If the 9 to 5 doesn't guarantee security, why should they conform to it? And then there's the question of purpose. This generation doesn't just want a paycheck, they want meaning. They're more likely to ask, what impact is my work having? Or, how does this align with my values? If a 9 to 5 job feels like it's just going through the motions, they'll look elsewhere: freelancing, gig work, or even creating their own businesses. The rise of digital opportunities has also changed the game. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Etsy have shown young people that they can make money doing what they love on their own terms. Why settle for a cubicle when you can build an online following or monetize a hobby? The internet has made entrepreneurship more accessible than ever, and many are seizing the chance to create something of their own. Of course, it's not just idealism driving this shift. Economic realities play a big role. The cost of living is rising, housing is expensive, and many are burdened with student debt. The 9 to 5's promise of steady income often doesn't deliver enough to meet their needs, let alone their dreams. So they're exploring alternatives that offer higher earning potential, or at least the chance to control their own financial destiny. But rejecting the 9 to 5 doesn't mean rejecting hard work. That's a common misconception. Young people aren't lazy, they're strategic. They're asking tough questions about what work should look like and refusing to accept a model that doesn't work for them. They're not afraid to work long hours if it's for something they're passionate about or something that gives them freedom in return. This shift isn't without its challenges. Freelancing and entrepreneurship come with risks, instability, and a lack of traditional benefits. But for many, the trade-offs are worth it. They'd rather face uncertainty on their own terms than feel trapped in a system that doesn't align with their values. So, why don't young people want to work 9 to 5? Because they've realized there's another way, a way to work that feels more human, more flexible, and more meaningful. They're not rejecting work itself, they're redefining it. And maybe, just maybe, they're paving the way for a future where work isn't just about surviving, but thriving.